Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about Season 3, Episode 5 of Apple TV's Foundation, entitled Where Tyrants Spend Eternity. Listen, let me tell you right now, if you weren't already sold on this season, I don't know how this episode didn't seal it. Like, it was incredibly smart, visually stunning, and somehow this show continues to outdo itself, not just season over season, but from one episode to the next. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a show continue to get better for this extended of a period of time. Like, we're at now, 25 episodes, and it's still getting better and better. For example, every episode has had like a mind-blowing ending so far this season. How is that even possible for every episode to have a crazy great ending? But somehow each ending has managed to be even better than the one that preceded it. Like, it's incredible what this show is doing right now. But like, let's dispense with hyping up the episode and get into talking about it. But before I fully dive in, let me clear something up from last week. So last week, I said that Mycogen was another planet. It's actually a sector of Trantor. A few of y'all pointed that out in the comments for me. And normally, I'd be annoyed, like, not at you guys for pointing it out, but at myself for getting it wrong. But I honestly don't think the show's done a good job of making that clear. Apparently, someone said in the comments that other reviewers have made that mistake too, so it's not just me. So, like, thank you to those of you who gave me that information, but I'm less inclined to take the L myself here, and more inclined to say that the show should have done a better job of being clear about that. But now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the episode. We kick things off with Day arriving at Mycogen, and visually this place is giving like Blade Runner 2049 energy, like absolutely stunning. Like, one of the best things about Foundation is how it lets its universe breathe. Like, these wildly different planets and sectors feel alive and distinct, and Mycogen is no exception. But Day gets ambushed by local security, but surprise, it's not Day. It's a decoy wearing his suit because Day is smart as fuck. Demerzel finds Maven's body and realizes that Day is vulnerable without his nanite. Well, she doesn't realize that. She knew, but she points it out for the audience as a reminder, because I definitely forgot about that, that he's vulnerable without his nanites. I'm sure that's going to matter next week, because that's the last we see of Day in this episode. She also says that she knows exactly where he's headed and that he won't be a problem and he's not coming back. That's interesting to me. Like, why is she so confident that he's finished? I don't know, but color me intrigued. She also is informed that Dawn has left too. And unlike Day, she says that she's going to go find him and handle him personally, which that's intimidating enough, but moving on. So meanwhile, Dawn and Gail, they have a very real conversation. Dawn asks Gail if she can control people with her powers, and she admits that she can. She claims that she tried not to manipulate him, but even says she's like, I'm not even sure if I've successfully done that, which I think is a good way of conveying the difficulty of mind control. Like, if you have that ability and you can use it with ease, how do you know that you're ever not using it? Like, it's a very it's a very different idea and a very difficult idea to convey. And I think they conveyed it well in that scene with her saying, like, I try not to, but shit, I don't fucking know. I might be. But that changes everything about last week's episode. Well, not everything, but it changes how I perceive last week's escape. I said she used her abilities to cloak her and Dawn, and I'm like, those are abilities that I didn't know that she had. Well, it turns out, and I can't say it turns out, I should have pieced this together, but she was she was less cloaking her and Dawn and more so manipulating the soldiers' minds as to make herself and Dawn imperceptible. That's a difference between what I said, and that's way cooler than what I thought was happening. And it also explains how I'm like, I didn't know she had that ability. She doesn't have that ability. She's not cloaking. She's doing something different, controlling the mind, which is an ability that she's known to have. Dawn also records a mysterious apology video. We don't know who it's for at first. I assumed Demerzel in the moment, which I think we're probably all meant to assume. But by episode's end, we'll be revisiting this message that happened, and we'll be revisiting it to great effect. Well, not great effect here in the video, great effect within the episode. So Pritchard, he returns to New Terminus and immediately gets heat from the mayor for stealing that ship and associating with Tauren Beta. and Magnifico, because they stole Torin and Beta. They stole Magnifico. But he tries to flip the narrative, saying, Magnifico might be key to stopping the mule. The mayor's not having it. He locks Pritchard up, has him strip searched for some reason. This fucking guy's built like an action figure. And the guards instruct him not to run. One of the guards he apparently trained in the past even warns him, like, if you even try to run, I'm going to catch you because you trained me, so I'm good as fuck. And that's the last we see of Pritchard in this episode too, which is fine. I feel like the Pritchard stuff hasn't been great. Everything, Pritchard, Torin, Beta, that stuff's been fine. But it hasn't been, it's probably the least interesting subplot that's been laid out so far. I'm certain it's going to go somewhere great, but right now it's just like, it's fine. Torin and Beta's ship is damaged from the departing shot from one of the mule's henchmen as they were escaping his rave. It only has 3 jumps left, so they decide to go to Haven, Torin's ironically named home planet, because it will be anything but that for him. He left the traders and never planned to return, but now he needs the help. They're greeted by Randu. He is Torin's uncle and Hober Mallow's grandson, who, by the way, has the same castling bracelets that we saw Hober use last season, and Randu is also missing half of his arm. Beta uses her insight, and she's pretty savvy, to push the mission forward, suggesting that Magnifico's music might be amplifying the mule's mind control abilities. That pitch, plus Randu's desire to have a conversation with Ember. He's, again, the new Terminus mayor. Randu says that the traders want to secede, but he can't get a conversation with Ember. They're like, hey, you roll with us. Get us the new Terminus. You can have that conversation. All of this gets them a shot at taking Magnifico to new Terminus with their new companion, Randu. She also sells him on getting to know what's his name again? Torin? That's right. That's right. Why am I second guessing this now? Yeah, Torin. It'll also allow him to get to know Torin better. So Gail is informing Dawn of the next steps in their plan, and it's pretty simple. They're going to fake a money trail connecting a council member to the mule, and then they're going to blackmail that council member into voting for the enclosure on Calgon. I keep saying the council member because that guy's name was mad complex, and I wasn't going to try to fucking say it. So they arrive on Clarion. That's where the council is, apparently. The visuals here are next level. Like the city design, the world building. It's literally, and when I say literally, I mean it in a authentic way. I'm not misusing the word. It's literally indescribable. Like, I can't even tell you guys what the fuck I was seeing. It was like, I don't know, like the inside of a fucking tire with like a planet. It's like I said, indescribable, man. It's amazing. But then things go left. The council member catches Dawn planting the fake info, and Dawn keeps the con going. He lays out the blackmail, but the council member is hesitant because his family is on Calgon, trapped, and the enclosure would only further trap them there with the mule, presumably. But then, when a woman is hiding in the council member's chambers, she makes a noise. Dawn correctly deduces, well, he finds her first, and he correctly deduces that she heard everything that they said, and he kills her without hesitation. Sick. Cool, efficient, effective. Because that council member not only has to worry about the blackmail regarding the money, but now he's got a dead woman in his quarters that I think we're meant to assume he was cheating on his wife with. So this guy's in a really bad spot. Hey everybody, I just want to take a small break from this review to talk about the various other ways you can engage with me on other platforms. If you're so inclined, and I understand why you wouldn't, I am an acquired taste, but you can join the Patreon where you can get extra content like retro reviews, where I review old shows and movies to see if they still hold up today, Mike's Musings, where I talk about shows I'm watching that I don't cover on the channel, or Mike's VOD, where you can commission me to watch a show, which I will then review on the channel. And if you want to engage with me and chat with me more directly, I also implore you to join the Discord and follow the Facebook page. I set up channels in the Discord for all of us to discuss the shows I'm reviewing on the channel, and I also drop new videos in there, so this is the easiest platform for me to share to from my phone. The Facebook can be really fun because I sort of live comment on shows I'm watching, often while under the influence, I'm not going to lie. And I'll also share news there, both about television and film, and about myself as well. So if you like my content, you want to be more engaged, you think I'm charming, or you simply want to show support, feel free to sign up for the Patreon or join the Discord or Facebook today. Links to all platforms are in every video description. Remember to share all my shit to your respective social media platforms. And now back to this review. And then we immediately jump to the enclosure vote and Dawn making his case to the council. And I love this because when a show is this good, the evidence that it's good continues to pile up. Like, I love the pacing of this episode. I didn't expect to get the enclosure vote in this episode, let alone the outcome and consequences of it. Like, it just stuns me that this season has done so much and it's only halfway through. It's incredible. Like this episode 5, was better than most show season finales. And it's just random fucking episode 5 in the middle of the season. Like, the show's incredible, man. Anyway, the council member predictably folds. The vote passes and the Imperial fleet is now en route to Calgon. And again, I thought we were basically done with this plot line for the week, but no, the show doesn't wait for next week. The enclosure starts right now. And unfortunately, not only is the mule not on Calgon, but it turns out the mule never cared about it either. He only picked it because it was close to a jump gate. He set up a cobalt spike, basically like a ticking time bomb. This is what we saw him doing last week when he was having that conversation with Dawn, and like somebody was like screaming in the background. He's like, yeah, don't worry about that. That's nothing. And then we see he's killing a bunch of people at this jump gate. Well, this is where he set up this cobalt spike. Like I said, basically a ticking time bomb. It's like harnessing and building up energy. And when that energy fills and expands, it explodes, it goes off, and well, it took Calgon with it in a stunning, devastating visual. Like, the council member who helped vote to make the enclosure happen is watching the planet be destroyed, like on this hologram screen, helplessly as his entire family is destroyed. It's very similar to Princess Leia watching her planet be destroyed in Star Wars. His vote got his family killed. Like, that's crazy. And the blame is all on Dawn. He was manipulated too. But Dawn tries to escape. And again, this show's smart as hell, man. Like, Dawn seemingly gets apprehended by soldiers, but it's actually Gail making the guards perceive her as Dawn so that the actual Dawn can get away. And she puts them to sleep, which buys time for the real Dawn. I'm just sitting there. It's a simple thing. It's like a fucking 15-second scene. And I'm like, this is fucking brilliant. But then we find out who Dawn's message was actually for. It's for Dusk. It was a heartfelt apology for missing his ascension. And I think this scene suffers a bit because it's mixed in with the scenes where Gail is like revealing the Foundation's full plan. But this is a really sad moment because we know how much Dusk wants to avoid even doing this in the first place, like let alone having to do it alone. And regardless of whether you're a Cleon or you're just a regular motherfucker like me walking the earth, no one wants to die literally alone. And call it a sit all you want, but that's what's happening or what's going to happen to Dusk. Like, he's going to be, Dawn's gone, Day's gone, Demerzel is gone. Like, everybody's gone. And he's going to have to deal with death, something that he has not been looking forward to. He's going to have to face it alone. And that's really fucking sad, man. So now Dawn confronts Gail for lying to him, rightfully pissed off that someone that fine set him up. I had to bring it up. She lays out the Foundation's real long-term plan, essentially starting with the fact that the enclosure had to fail, the one on Calgon. The Empire needs to die out. Foundation must rise because they have everything that they want to prevent the mule from acquiring. The failed enclosure here on Calgon will cause the Council to seize control of the Empire, effectively ending the Cleonic dynasty. Seeing a weakened Empire, the mule will successfully take Trantor, and that will then be the enclosure that the Foundation actually wants. They lure him to Trantor, sacrificing the Empire almost like as a setup. And not almost, like literally as a setup. And he arrives and then they seize him there. Seize as in like, I'm sorry, no, not seize, siege. They conduct the siege there on Trantor. Gail apologizes for lying to Dawn to accomplish this incredibly long-term plan, but Dawn's like, fuck you, and hangs up. He didn't say that. He would never say that to somebody that fine, but he does hang up. We don't know if Dawn planned on joining Gail on her ship anyway, despite this difference, because the council member that he blackmailed shows up in the airlock that he's in and tries to kill him. He shoots at him, but he ends up getting both of them sucked out of the airlock. A wild and tragic end for Dawn. If it is the end, which I doubt that it is, but I mean, they laid out that essentially Dawn might have just died in this scene. And we're going to end this video with one of the many ways in which this show continues to impress me. several times something has happened, and I think the episode is over because that's a great and fitting end to the episode. This week, Dawn got sucked out of an airlock into space and is presumably dead after a failed enclosure in which he used blackmail, like all this shit, right? And an ending that is Dawn dead? Cliffhanger? Seems to be an ideal way to end an episode. A great way to end an episode. Is Dawn dead? What does all this mean? But this show, man, like the show wasn't done. They end the episode with someone arriving at Gail's airlock. She thinks it's Dawn, but no, it's fucking Demerzel. Like, I literally said, oh shit, like out loud. Like, I don't even have a guess or a hope for what kind of conversation they're going to have next week. I just know I can't fucking wait to see it. Like, this show is out of control, man, like in the best possible way. Every episode this season has been exceptional, and somehow the endings just keep getting better than the last one. Like, it's insane. Foundation is working at a level that few shows ever even reach. Like, it's smart, bold, visually mesmerizing, and constantly thinking 5 steps ahead, just like the characters within the show itself. Like, I'm ready to call it now. Foundation is the best show of 2025 so far, and it's not even, it's just halfway through its season. Like, it's officially surpassed Adolescence with only 5 episodes done and 5 left to go. And I can't wait to see how a show that is performing at this high of a level midway through the season, what the fuck could it possibly have in store for these last 5 episodes? I can't wait to see it, man. And also, I can't wait to hear what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Am I overstating it? Like, or was this episode fire? It was fire. Like, there's no way you'd be like, oh, I thought it was average. It was great. So check out my other Foundation videos. Like I said many times, I've covered every episode. Season 1, Season 2, this season. Full coverage of the whole show on the channel. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share to your friends on your social medias. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 6. And until then, peace.